Well, good morning, everybody. Saturday, November 9th, the day after the video I posted. And for the most part, it seems to be working. It's a little weird, a little strange, a little bit new, but I think I have it all figured out. Well, I shouldn't say I have it figured out. We're nowhere near figured it out, but I got it to work. The little bell thingy on the top corner there, it'll give you a number. You click on that and it'll tell you pretty much everything you need to know. I've been finding. It'll tell you the comments on your video. It'll tell you who liked your video, or a response if you put a response on somebody else's video. It shows you, if you put a response on somebody's video and somebody else responded to your response, you'll see that. So it's kind of neat. But the whole Google's Plus page, I've been staying away from, at least today. And everything's working good on my regular YouTube. And that's all I'm really concerned with. But I'm sure eventually I'll get sucked into the Google Plus, and I'll make more circles, and I'll play the game. But for the most part, the YouTube part of it, I got functioning. It seems to be letting me, reply. The only thing that was acting kind of weird there was Gizzo put a comment up, and the reply box was there. I'd go to reply, and I'd hit, send, and for whatever reason, a little box will come up and say you're not allowed to reply to that post. Not really sure what's up with that. That's the only glitch I've had so far, but everything else has been working. The other thing I did notice was, I think Thursday night I was down to, at about midnight, I think it was down to like 670 subscribers. I was hovering around, 780, 790. So I lost a bunch, but I did see today I gained back. I'm back into my 700 range again. So hopefully it isn't because all the changes and that, I'm sure, is why people dropped off, left. But if you came back, I'm glad you came back. And like I said in a lot of comments, I figured it out. So I'm not very smart at this, so if I figured it out, I'm sure a lot of people will be able to figure it out. It ain't too bad. Alright, enough with that. It's Christmas. Got my wheels. These are from Vintage Wheels. I've always liked the look of a Steely. I'll probably end up getting like the chrome little center hubcap and maybe chrome beauty rings, and paint the wheels black, and I always liked that look. These are 5-inch wide, and these are my tires for the front. They're Firestone, made by Coker, but I think that'll give it the neat look. And then for the rear, yeah, I know these aren't cheap, but they're actually quite a bit cheaper than the other, drag radials or drag slicks. And I wanted that, I wanted that edge, I wanted that vintage, looking cookie cutter, or pie crust, I should say. I wanted to get these for the 40, and I might still eventually, but the thing with the 40 is it's got fenders on it, so you're not going to see them. You don't see that. You'll just see the pie crust. So that's why I just went with the BF Goodwrench on there. But I think a set of white walls on the 40 of this would look really sweet. I did not get white walls for this car. These are black, which is what I wanted. And that's my back wheel. I was planning on, just slightly tubbing this out a little bit. Probably, bring it up even with here. So that'd be like a 3-inch mini tub, if you will. But I did get a spacer just in case. Tire, it should clear without a problem. Height-wise, I want it to be just in that wheel opening. So I'll adjust the suspension to make that come out, so it gives the car a little bit of a rake. That's what I want. I don't want it sitting perfectly flat. And if I figured it all right, it should be about what I want. we'll find out. I was hoping to get the tires mounted up today, but I have to paint the wheels first and then let them cure out, and then we'll mount the tires. So I probably won't see the tires on here for a few days yet, but I got lots to do anyways. There was in that one video when I was cutting the floor out, this Chevy Scrounger, you know, he put a comment up in that one video where I can't make replies to, but yeah, the little toe bracket, I ended up cutting them out. I didn't save them. Actually, they're right there, but I did chop them and ended up taking them out anyways. I wish I would have thought about that a little bit more, and I would have just taken rivets out and taken them out whole, but no, I did not know those were worth money. Yeah. What are you going to do? But I got the body sitting where I want it. I actually got the front squared up, and it's where it's supposed to be. The back isn't perfectly square yet. Pretty much nothing on this body is square, I've noticed. But I guess when you're 80-some years old, you don't expect to be square. So we'll get it as close as possible, at least until the doors close right. That's all I'm going for. And then we'll start making a floor. Probably use this tubing. It's a thin wall tubing. This is 1 inch. I'll probably put like conveyor belting down as my body mount or pad. And we'll build off of that, and then we'll make everything come up and make a new floor. I know somebody else made a comment, why did I put my X bracing in before I cut the floor out? Surprisingly enough, the car is pretty rigid, but like I said, there's nothing square on here. And I still have to take the wood out. Nothing up here is fastened anymore. So that's kind of why I was waiting for the frame to come in. The frame is square, level, so we'll just build it off the frame. I mean, these bodies aren't, these aren't perfectly square bodies to begin with, so I'm not overly concerned. Like I said, as long as the door is closed and they look good, that's all we're going for. This ain't going to be no, super show car by any stretch of the imagination. It's just going to be your basic old school looking hot rod that, just like the 40 Chevy when I built that, if I was time warped back into, 1960, late 50s, somebody dropped this car off, okay, we're going to make a car. This is pretty much how we would do it on the same kind of budget level. Yeah, I know, granted, you're not going to buy a brand new frame and a 4.9 inch, but we got to put safety aspects in mind here. And we'll try to build this car as much as possible to that look. So it may not get painted right away. It may not have, a perfect body. But back then, 90% of the hot rods on the road weren't perfect. They were just, jalopies or, stuff that kids put together and they drove. So that's kind of the look I'm going for here. But the car will get painted eventually. This one will not be a rat rod. I mean, you can call it a rat rod. I'm not going to get all mad or nothing, but this one will get painted. This one will get niced up. And I'm thinking the vinyl top will go back on to give it that stock look. And in terms of color scheme, black is the option, but I've always had a liking to the green color that they put on these cars from the factory. So we'll see. And the motor, I think I've come down to being, it's going to be a small block Chevy. Probably a 283. I got a bunch of them laying around. 327 was the plan, but finding one in my price range ain't happening. Got enough money tied up in the frame and that, so we got to keep the rest of this kind of budget orientated. I already got a transmission. I got pretty much everything I need. So it'll be a Chevy powered. I know a lot of you guys are waiting for the Buick Nailhead. That's just going to be way too much money. So that's the update. That's what's going on. My heater just kicked in again. So I'll shut you guys off and talk at you later.